What's up, people? We'll give it the usual 2 minutes. Give it about 2 minutes. What's up, Ann? To get a couple people in the room. And then we'll get started. All body weight again today. Body weight kind of cardio core movement circuit. Finishing up my breakfast. I'm an anomaly. It takes me all day to finish like a cup of coffee. Excellent. Got some people in the YouTube. And we'll give it about 1 minute until we get started. All body weight circuit. And that's what we're going to be doing today. For those of you that are Crux Gym members, we do have a pretty extensive plan that we've been working on a lot as far as working on opening the gym to a certain capacity. An email went out about that, but if you have questions on it, please give me a holler. The schedule is up starting the 1st. But those are 6-person classes. Everybody's wearing masks. There's lots of hand sanitizer. There's an indoor and an outdoor. And there are some schedule changes. But, we're trying to see how this whole thing works out. But they are 6-person classes. So if you feel confident with showing up to the gym, they are small and there will be a lot of space. So there's that. Okay. All right, we'll get started. Warm up we've been working on, starting out with a little bit of cervical spine mobility work. So seated, hands on the knees, hands pushing down mildly, knees pushing up mildly, which should make will you guys continue doing online classes? Yes, even if the gym does open, the online classes will be limited. Me and Madeline are working right now onto what the platform will look like. It'll be a members only or pay for class platform. But there will still be online classes. Probably not nearly as many, but there will be online classes. But there will be more about that to come. Catherine, we're still kind of figuring out what that's going to look like. Head movement. Push the knees down with the hands, push the knees up with the knees. Good. Take the head, turn it as far to the right as possible. Further, 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 and then all the way up and over. And then turn it as far left as possible and bring it down and across. We're going to go 3 times in either direction. Again, for those of you just joining us, hop in. We are doing an all body weight circuit of core, cardio, and movement. Basically today, that was 2 circles. What we're going to work on is 10 different movements. And we're going to get through that twice. Reverse direction. 1 and 2 and 3. Scapular rotations will be next. Take the arms forward. Make 2 fists. Again, normally we do both forward, both up, both back, both down. We're going to do opposing. So 1 forward, 1 back, 1 up, 1 down. 1 back, 1 forward, 1 up, 1 down. Try not to twist in the spine. Just twist by rotating those shoulders. 2. What's up, Tyler? Joining, and then reverse direction, down and up. And try not to do too much of this stuff. Just 1 up and 1 down, 1 forward and 1 back. Maximize how far forward and how far backwards you can go. Good. And then infinity arms. 1 elbow up, 1 elbow down. Chest open. Try not to get something that looks like this. Good. Chest open, chin neutral. Take the elbows and push them back. Reach up and reach down. And then reach out. Reach as far back behind you as possible. And then drive the thumbs towards each other without resting them on the back. Good. That was 1. Right. And move slow, like you're moving your arms through cement, and there is effort involved to just get them to move. That was 2. And that was 3. And now we're going to come up to standing. We're going to do some hip cars. Controlled articular rotations with the hips. Good. Standing. Right leg up. Higher, 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 higher. Right leg out. Flip it over a shelf. Slide it back along the shelf. Bring one knee to meet the other, and then reverse. Bring it over a shelf. Flip it up. Bring it forward. Good. That was one of 3. Again, if you are new to working with me, we are warming up. We're using some functional range conditioning based mobility work. And then we will go to a little more dynamic stretching. And then we will go to the meat of the matter. 3 on the right, 3 on the left. All the way back. And again, maximize what you're doing. Anybody can wave their hip around and not get something out of it. Again, I'm going to kind of think that I'm doing this through cement, and there's effort involved to get as much movement as possible. Good. Spinal series. Working with the head first. I'm going to go side to side with the head, and then front to back, and then with the spine, and then with the hips. Good. So with the head, I'm going to go side to side. Make fists, make the body super tight, and then just take the head side to side. Somewhere between 3 and 5 times. Try and isolate it, and then front to back. Sawing your chin back and forth, but without moving at the hip crease. And then circling. Side, forward, side, backwards. Maybe 3 in either direction. 2, 3, reverse. Try not to move the shoulders too much. 2 and 3. And then we're going to do that with the thoracic spine. Again, I'm going to do this so you can kind of see it better. Don't move the hips side to side. Just move the upper body side to side. 1, 2, a lot of lateral flexion and extension of the spine. Good. And then the front to back one. Again, I'm going to use the arms a little bit if it helps. Arms forward. Make the chest concave. Arms backwards. Puff the chest forward and create a back bend. 1. Try not to do it by doing too much of this in the hips. Just the middle of the spine flexing. 4, 5, and then making a circle. Right side, forward, left side, backward. 1, maybe 3 in either direction. 2, 3, other direction. 1, 2, 3, and now the sexy part of working on the hips. Front to back first. Again, get that sense that the hips are kind of like a bowl. You're going to pour water out the front, pour water out the back. Now we're going to go side to side though. Pour water out of this side and then the other side. So if you look though, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to bend my upper spine. I'm just going to move my lower spine side to side and the hips. Side to side. Good. And then I'm going to go front to back. Pour water out the back end of it. Pour water out the front end of it. But again, the shoulders stay where they are. The knees basically stay where they are. I'm going to go 3 to 5. And then I'm going to make a circle. Right, forward, left, backwards. And if you look at kind of my chest and shoulders, I'm making an effort not to move that area and isolate basically here. And then reverse. Good. 10 kind of waterfalls. I'm going to take the chest open. I'm going to fold forward. I'm going to round on the way up. That was 1 of 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you get a little dizzy, that's understandable. You're dealing with blood pressure issues every time the heart goes the heart and head kind of switch places. And 10. Good. Upward dog to downward dog 10 times. Good. Again, if you're just popping in and joining us, hello, hop in. And hey, look at Inez. Doing an all body weight circuit today. Upward dog, downward dog, still just getting warmed up and moving around. Upward dog, downward dog 10 times. And again, if you want to include that spinal roll on the way through, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sumo. Still working with the spine. You're going to take your legs wide. You're going to turn your toes out so the knees are out. You're going to put your hands on your knees. You're going to drop the bottom. Good. Now what I'm going to do again is swoop my spine kind of left and right. Turn to the right. Drop the chest down. Bring it across the floor. Turn to the left. Straighten. Look up over the left shoulder. Good. That was 1 of 10. 2. Use the hands and open the hips. 3, 4. Create a spiral, a back bend. Look, twist and back bend. 10 of them total. No idea how many I've done. We'll call that about 10. Cossacks going left and right. Keep your legs wide. Good. Rotate your left heel. Boop. So the toes are sticking up. And squat into your right leg. And I'm just going to go back and forth 10 times. This is not about depth. It's called a saw. So I'm just going to get deeper into the wood as I go down. Good. Squat into the right leg. Squat into the left leg. Squat into the right leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now we're going to finish with that little bit of cardio. I'm going to run in place 20 times. I'm going to mountain climber 20 times. I'm going to bicycle 20 times. And we'll repeat that 3 times. Good. High knee run, 20 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. 20. Mountain climber. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bicycle. 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Stand in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. 3, 4, 5, 10. Last set. Boom. 20, 20, 20 done 3 times. Pause, grab a little water if you need it, or in my case, still working on some morning coffee. I'm like the world's slowest coffee drinker. That's just how I roll. Kind of takes me a while to do anything. I'm in no rush. Unless I'm actually in a rush. Okay, everybody good? So what we're going to roll through is 10 movements, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. That 15 seconds might vary because I'm going to try to explain the next movement in that 15 seconds. Some of them are really basic, squats and lunges and jumping up and jumping down. And some of them are complex where we're twisting and rotating and transitioning from one position to another. So some will take a little bit more explanation than others. And that's it. We're going to get through that twice. If we do it fast enough, we will hopefully have the pleasure of working on a little hip mobility to finish, which I know some of you have requested. So the first one that we're going to work on is something that we did maybe like 2 weeks ago. Basically squat jacks with a reach down and a reach up, kind of like a snatch, as if I had weight in my hand. Good? And that will look like this. I'm gonna squat and reach down, and then feet together, reach up, and I'm just gonna switch arms. Good? On the top end, I want full extension of the hips and full extension of the arm. So I'm gonna go squat, feet together, squat, feet together. And I'm just gonna switch hands every single time. I'm gonna try and see how many of those I can get in 45 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Switch directions. Just switching arms every time. Reach down, reach up. Try and face forward the whole time. Full hip extension. If you need to step to do these, like this, that's what you're doing. A little bit of coordination. Together, apart, together. 3, 2, 1. Pausing. Good. Lateral front to back crab walk. So this is like your little crab position. What I'm going to do is toe touch, walk backwards, toe touch, walk forwards. Ready? Starting in 3, 2, butt up. Toe touch without twisting. Forwards. Toe touch, backwards. Keep going. Maybe about 4 steps with the arms, front to back. We're going to revisit this position later in a slightly more complex movement. 3, 2, 1. Pausing. Good. Side lunge to a half kneeling lunge, and then alternate sides. What'll that look like? Legs wide, feet turned out. I'm going to lunge into one leg. So I'm lunging in the right leg, and then I'm going to keep that leg where it is and rotate into a half kneeling lunge in the right leg. But I'm not going to put the knee down. I'm going to keep it here, and then I'm going to go side lunge, half kneeling lunge, right knee lunge, right lunge, left lunge, left lunge. Good? Everybody got it? Again, it's a little kinesthetically challenging. Everybody wants to just go right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. We're going right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. Starting in 3, and 2, and 1. Go ahead. Side lunge, kneeling lunge, but don't actually kneel. Side lunge, kneeling lunge, side lunge, kneeling lunge. Keep the chest up. Side lunge, kneeling lunge, side lunge, kneeling lunge. Come on. Side lunge. Start to explore the depth of those lunges, but still keeping control and an upright spine. Side lunge, half kneeling. Side lunge. 3, 2, 1. Pausing. Burpees. I don't care how you do them. What I'm going to recommend this time is a one-armed plank burpee. What the heck does that look like? It looks like this. When I jump up in the air, I'm going to put one hand down, hop both feet back, and then jump up in the air. Good? That is an option. If you need both hands down, go for it. Good? It's just an option. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. And down. One arm. Keep moving. Full extension of hips on the way up. 15 seconds of work. Come on. 5, 2, 1. Pausing. Double pulse bicycle crunch. Basically, I'm going to do 2 bicycle crunches on one side, and then 2 on the other, and 2 on the other. That'll look like this. Pulse, 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 pulse. Like I'm going to take my elbow and kind of drive it. Got a peeker. What the heck are you wearing? Cardboard. Excellent. Wearing cardboard. So we're going to do 2 pulses, switch side, 2 pulses, switch side, starting in 3, and 2, and 1. Go ahead. Elbow, knee, elbow, knee, elbow, knee, elbow, knee. Try and keep the shoulder blades off the ground the entire time. So the chin, you guys keep moving. If you look at just my shoulder area, it is raised as opposed to this. I want it up the whole time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Elbow to knee, elbow to knee. Keep moving. 3, 2, 1. Pausing. Skater lunges. If I'm going to try and keep one leg off, I'm going to kind of try to keep one leg off the ground the entire time. I'm going to do a little toe touch. That will look like this. When I do a skater, one leg's going to go behind and stay up in the air. I'm going to touch the toe. I'm going to try to clear as much distance to my left and right as possible. Good? Again, if you need to modify by stepping, not hopping, or not reaching for the toe, or just step, step, and then reaching because of ankle, knee, or hip issues, you roll like you gotta roll, man. Good? 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Touch hand to opposite foot, hand to opposite foot. I don't have a ton of distance. I wish I could go a little bit wider in here. So instead, I'm going to work on vertical a little bit. Up, up, up. And there should be a second where, boop, I control that position, theoretically. Keep moving, side to side. Five, 2, 1. Pause. Good. Next movement on the list. This is the one that's a little bit more complex. I'm going to do a lateral bear crawl. I'm going to shuffle sideways. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do a crab walk. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go about 4 steps of bear crawl to the right. About 4 steps of bear crawl to the left. And I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to go to the one side, to the other, and flip it over. So I'm going to go all the way right, left, bear crawl, all the way right, left, crab walk. Good? Starting in 3, and 2, and 1. Go ahead. Basically, I'm traveling the length of a yoga mat, and I'm trying to coordinate left and right hand, and left and right foot. All the way one side, all the way the other, flip it. If you look at my bear crawl, I often joke that it is not a downward dog crawl, so it's not this. Good, give me 20 seconds. I'm gonna go a little longer on this one because I didn't set the timer. 3, 2, 1. Resting. Alternating Muay Thai style knees. That will look like this from standing. I'm going to bring a knee up and hit my both arms. Step, step, knee. Step, step, knee. If you want to get rid of the steps and just do a knee, that's fine. But I'm going to do these little boom, 1, 2, boom, 1, 2, 3, boom, 1, 2, 3, boom, 1, 2, 3, boom. So if yours looks a little bit different, it's a little bit simplified, feel free. I'm going to do these little 3-step shuffles in mine, starting in 3 and 2, 45 seconds. Go ahead. My knee is going up and the hips are pushing forward. Traditionally, in Muay Thai, it's called a stabbing knee. The knee drives up and into somebody. Way more effective than something like that. Push forward, push forward, push forward, push forward, push forward. 5. Resting. Last 2, drop knee squat hop. This is by far the crappiest movement on the list. I'm going to go into a 90-degree squat. I'm going to move this so you can kind of see my feet a little bit better. In that 90-degree squat, I'm going to come onto my right toes, drive my knee as close to the floor as possible without rotating the chest. Come back up, jump, and return to the 90-degree squat. Boom, jump, return to the 90-degree squat. So I don't want to spend a lot of time with straight legs. I want to spend a lot of time with 90-degree legs. Good? Starting in 3, 2, 1. If you got sensitive knees and ankles, don't go too far. Keep moving. Try not to move your chest too much. Upper part of the chest is going to be as faced forward as possible. You might go slower. Work on power and control. 5, 2, 1. Pausing. Last thing on the list. Kind of like a burpee. In the MMA world, I would call this a sprawl. In the yoga world, I would call it upward dog. Putting my hands down and hopping back to this position. And then hopping to a squat. So what I'm going to do is this left to right motion. So watch this one carefully. Here I am in a squat. I'm going to take my hands to the side. I'm going to go into squat on the other side. And then I'm going to hop back. Squat. Upward dog. Squat. Upward dog. Squat. Good. Starting in 3 and 2 and 1. Squat. Upward dog. Squat. Upward dog. Squat. Upward dog. Squat. Upward dog. You'll see that I kind of bring my hands up to make sure that the squat does not get skipped. Squat, side, squat, upward dog, squat, side, squat, upward dog, squat, side. Resting. Pause. So that is our 10 movements. Feel free to give me a little bit of feedback. Everybody surviving? Feeling good? We're gonna do all of that one more time. What do we got? 12:30. Perfect. We will have time for a little bit of mobility work at the end if people want to hang out and stick around a little bit. We're gonna refuel. Bro. Fair enough. Tyler, doing okay? Catherine, doing okay? Good. And as always, modify any of those movements that you need to, with weight, without weight, faster, slower, less jumpy and plyometric, more stepping. Excellent. Good. Wednesday. Here we go. Excellent. Thank you, Carol Ann. Okay. So we started with squat jacks, reaching down and reaching up, squat jack, reaching down and reaching up. Good. That's what we're going to start with. Again, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds on, 15 seconds off. So this time, as usual, hopefully we'll go a little bit quicker, getting the whole thing done and talking a little bit less since you guys are pros now. That's what we're going to do. So in 5 seconds, I'm going to squat and reach down, do a jump, jack and reach up. So everybody's at standing. 3, 2, 1, reach down, reach up, reach down, reach up. Good. Keep moving. Keep them going. 30 seconds of work. $15. Together, apart. 2 and 1. Pausing. Second movement on the list. Crab walking backwards, 2 toe touches. Crab walking backwards, 2 toe touches. Good. Hands behind. Butt up. Go ahead. 1 foot, other foot, backwards walking. 1 foot, other foot, forwards walking. As you reach for the feet, make part of the exercise not doing something like this, where I'm twisting. See if you can limit the rotation. $15 seconds. And then on to movement number 3 of 10. Up, 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 up. Pause, resting. Third movement, side lunge to half kneeling lunge. Good. I got a creeper back here. That will look like this. Side lunge, half kneeling lunge. Good. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Side lunge right side. Kneeling lunge right side. Side lunge left side. Kneeling lunge left side. Keep going. One side to the other. Start challenging the depth of those lunges a little bit. Whoa, lost my balance. You got 5 seconds. 2, 1, resting. Good. 1 arm burpees or any style of burpee of choice. 5, 3, 2, 1. One hand down, hop back, hop up. $30 seconds. Back, forward, up. 15 seconds. Three, two, one. Pausing. Good. Double pulse bicycle crunches. 2 on the right, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. Starting in 3 and 2. Go. Pulse, pulse. Keep moving. Try and keep the shoulders and head as high as you feel you can. The entire 45. I got 20 seconds left on this clock. Pulse, 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 pulse. 5, 2, 1. Pausing. Good. Skaters, alternating skaters, and a toe touch. Good. That'll look like this. And then to the other side. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. If I jump far enough, I'll get right off screen. Try and control the position that you hop into. If you need the back leg down, go for it, but I'm trying to float the entire time. "15 seconds. You might go faster. Launch. 5, 3, 2, pausing. Good. Bear crawl, right and left. Lateral, crab walk, right and left. Lateral. Good. We'll do bear crawl first. Tuck the toes under, knees an inch off the ground. Go ahead. All the way in one direction. All the way the other direction. Flip it over. All the way one direction. All the way the other direction. Think you can do this one? Flip it over. Flipping it side to side. See if we can get all the way back. 3, 2, and 1. Alternating Muay Thai knees. Knee up, step, step, step. Knee up, step, step, step. Starting in 3 and 2, 1. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you can do the knee part. Quick. Bam. 2, 1. Pausing. Drop knee, squat, pop, squat. That's next. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Drop knee, squat, hop, squat. Oh, this is a good one. Should have just done this one, all 10 of them. 10 seconds. Resting. Good. Last thing on the list. Squat, gorilla, squat, upward dog, squat, gorilla. Good. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Shift sideways into a squat, upward dog, squat, sideways, squat, upward dog, squat, sideways, squat, upward dog. Keep going. Modify it as much as you need to. Maybe you're just going side to side in a squat. 15 seconds of work. 5, 3, 2, 1. Pausing. There's something getting slowly closer to me back here. Weird little slug on my floor. Pause, take a little bit of water. Towel it off. Relax. Gonna take about 2 minutes. We're gonna work on kind of the bookends a little bit. We'll work on some wrist mobility work, and then we'll work on some ankle stuff. All good stuff if you find yourself consistently using those areas in a non-human manner, like keyboards, mouses, that type of really exciting stuff. The wrist mobility work I'm going to work on with you is all non-body weight or weight-bearing stuff. So if you're somebody who is here because of wrist issues, you will have a lot of options to do it without putting your hands on the ground. Good? Really, really useful stuff if you're a climber. Really useful stuff if you're somebody who's sitting a lot, etc. Good? Everybody have a seat. And if any of this stuff seems to speak to you or the issues that you might personally have with those body areas, don't wait for me to do them. Do them every single day. This stuff is really useful. Good? Take your hands. I want you to squeeze your elbows into your rib cage. Like there's a block here that I'm going to squeeze. That will allow my elbows not to move around so much and will give me more focus on my wrist area. Good? And then we're going to move the wrists with isometrics. I'm going to ramp up the power of what we're doing. Hands out. Imagine that you have 2 teacups on the hands. Now, I'm going to move the wrists, but I don't want to move the arms. That would look like this, or this, or this. Good? I only want to move them right and left, but without taking the hands closer to each other. Palms up, chest up, core up and in. Good? Take those middle fingers and slowly rotate them towards each other. Try to avoid what I would call clawing. Clawing means that I'm going to try so hard that this starts to happen. That's your body lying to you about what your wrists are capable of. Good? Now take those middle fingers and try to get them towards each other as hard as possible. I'm going to count to 10. Harder, like there's a resistance band you're trying to break. This only works if you do it with 100% effort, like you're going to shake from it. 9, 10. Bring the hands to the middle. Without moving any other part of the arms, you're going to go outwards. Ooh, that fires up my arms in particular. 2, 3, 5. Push out. 6, 7, 9, 10. Bring them back to the middle. Good. Now we're going to go up and down. Bring the palms towards you without moving the arms and without doing this. Good. That would look like this. As hard as possible, bring those fingertips towards you, but don't bend the knuckles. 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to go in the opposite direction. Palms out and down. And extension on that front side is something that I am just horrible at. I have nearly 40 years of playing percussion and drums, and it's really, between that and rock climbing, it's really shot my wrists. Hard, really hard now. 8, 9, 10. Back to the middle. One more time in all 4 of those directions. Outwards. 1, 2, but don't do this. 3, 4, 6. Hard, hard, hard. 8, 9, 10. Then bring it inwards towards each other. 2, 9, 10. Back to the middle. Up. Thank you guys for sticking with me on this stuff. This stuff to me is the bread and butter. It's really, really important. I prefer this over anything that we just did as far as making your body function better. But I'm looking down on the Instagram and pretty much everybody just bailed out of there. The non-sexy part. 9, 10. Now we're going to do circles. Take your both hands to the right and then both palms towards you and then to the left and then out and away. Don't worry if coordination is hard. Good. I'm going to do a couple in one direction and then a couple in the other. And again, my elbows aren't going anywhere. They are locked in place. Reverse direction. These are really good if you have like a little 1 pound weight in your hands. And I'm trying to force my wrists in every single direction possible. Good. And then relax the wrist. Everybody good? So I'm going to do the exact same thing with the ankles. That's what we're going to work on next. With the ankles, you're going to see me highly isolate my right leg. So tuck, here's both feet on the floor. Take your left leg and tuck it underneath. So now your right foot's on the floor. Now listen very carefully and go through this very slowly with me because this always gets complicated. Your right hand is going to go underneath your right knee. Already got that? Your right hand is going to grab your left elbow and your left hand will go on the back of your leg, and then you're going to sit up so your foot is off the floor. Basically, I just want a position that brings my thigh as tightly to my chest as possible. Good. Now we're going to work on isolating the right ankle. I love doing these with a resistance band here, or a kettlebell here, or a ankle weight. Good. Flex your foot as hard as possible. So I want my toes to get as close to my knee as hard as possible until it feels horrible and kind of crampy. 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly point and point the toes. Go hard. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go again, flexing. So I'm only going to flex and then I'm going to circle. Harder, 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 like you're going to break your foot off by doing it. 9, 10, slowly point. 2, 3, 4, 6. Hard. 9, 10. Now we're going to circle. Everybody flex the foot hard and then turn the toes out to the right. Once you hit a wall, I want you to push into the wall hard and then point. It's as turned out to the right as it can go while I'm pointing it. And now I'm going to slowly, I'm pointing as hard as I can while I go left. Point left, and then start to bring it up. And then flex it as hard as possible. Good, we're going to do 2 circles in either direction. That was 1. And if you notice, I'm not moving my shin bone. Look at that thing. Good, so that was 2 in either direction, I believe. Yeah? I don't know, I don't think I went this direction yet.
40 minutes, and then we'll.
Good. And again, I highly recommend these with a weighted variation where you have a kettlebell or a ankle weight or a resistance band that's connected from here to over there somewhere. Good, let's do the other side. Feet on the floor, left arm underneath, right leg underneath. Left hand grabs right elbow, and then the hand can just rest on the back of the leg. Then when I sit up, I'm going to squeeze with my arms. I'm going to bring my thigh in close to my chest. In the MMA world, this is how you choke somebody out. So I'm going to do flexion and extension. Flex hard. 2, 3, 4. So these are good for you if you're still doing a ton of biking. 8, 9, 10. I don't know if you have biking on your schedule these days, but 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Flex hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Harder, harder, harder. Like you're going to break it off. It has to be done with 100% effort. Slowly ease into 100% effort. So now I'm like 20%, 40%, 50%, 80%. 8, 9, 10. Flex hard. And now go outwards and then begin to point. And then point hard and go inwards. And then start to flex hard while it's rotated to another direction. These should feel pretty interesting. You might just notice big differences right to left. My left ankle, I broke playing soccer in high school, and it's got a bunch of little chunks of fun stuff floating around in there. Shattered a little part of a bone, and it's still in there. 1 in the other direction. Hard. 2 in the other direction. Good? So if you're somebody who has ankle and wrist issues that you would like to resolve or get better at, we did 2 or 3 of those circles in either direction. In general, when I'm working on a particular area, I want to do 5, if not 10 reps of something. And positioning is different. You might do some stuff standing. You might do something hanging from a bar or mid push-up, pull-up, or something where you're also getting kind of a workout at the same time. But those things are really, really, really useful. And they have allowed me to get a bunch of power out of joints that for me used to be a little bit more at risk. So now when you see me working on squats with weight, I put my ankles at really awkward angles because those are the angles that I want to get stronger at, because that's where I'm at most risk. So when you see me squatting, I'm not just doing stuff like this where my feet are parallel and there. I will actually squat really awkwardly, even with a bunch of weight. Yeah? Boom. Or I will squat like this, where I'm strengthening the outsides and insides of my ankles. That's nothing that I rush to. I would never show a new client any squats that look like that. But if it was somebody that I had improved and trusted their ankle mobility, that's the direction I eventually want to go, because those are the angles you're going to injure your ankles at. Stepping on something weird, tripping over something weird, etc. So throw that stuff in if it makes sense for what you do for a living or for a lot of your day. That stuff's really, really useful. Good? If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please give me a holler. Much appreciated. On Friday, we're going to get back to a kettlebell workout. So have something that you can bring to the table. Bag of rocks, a brick. Again, I really like cinder blocks because you can actually kind of hold on to them a little bit. Just don't bump them into yourself because that sucks. Or a heavy book or whatever it might be. Go get yourself a kettlebell. Good? Thank you guys. Appreciate your time. Y'all enjoy your day. Thanks. You're welcome, Tyler.